one thing I've had a realization lately, and is so many real estate investors are also business owners, not just business owners of their real estate company, but they're entrepreneurs and then they invest in real estate. And I feel like there's just so much overlap between investors and realtors and also in real estate investors. And when I saw you speak in New Orleans as one of the keynotes at the National Reia conference, it really hit home for me that, that there's a lot of overlap. And this is really where you kind of succeed, in bringing this all together, but also finding that life that you want to, actually love and enjoy. I know that this is something that you battle too, is kind of finding that middle ground. How is what you provide to business owners really help change people's lives?
Well, man, I think the model, when you really boil down like what I think it takes to be successful, you have your personal life and your professional life, and I think a lot of people try to separate those, and I believe it's a mistake. And because what you end up doing is just you have one pile under the carpet over here of things that you're feeling guilty about, or you're struggling with, or you feel a certain way about, and then you do that in the same manner with your business, and so you have two opposing forces that really prevent you from enjoying or being successful in both. So the way the life in your model works is like, hey, let's really figure out very tangibly. And I don't mean high level. I don't mean like from a 10,000 foot view, but like what very tangibly, what do you want your life to look like? Number one. And then you mentioned, your business which is your second component, I believe, which my preferred approach, and whether you're a real estate investor and you're an active investor, meaning like you're a wholesaler or flipper, you're doing, whatever is new construction, taking that business as an active source of income and then taking some of those profits and putting it into assets now that are giving you a residual or recurring source of income. I won't use the word passive. We know that's not exactly a thing. That's an IRS term. But like I really think it's this three level structure that I've found is the key to having that great life and a great business. But it does all start with your life. And everyone wants to go right to the money, and I get it. It's alluring. It's a metric of success that we can all look to. But when you really figure out and define what winning is for you, it it reduces a lot of clutter and noise that's preventing you from making decisions around what you value most. And then, of course, the business can be structured around that, and even your assets. Once you're taking the excess income and the profits from your business, again, it doesn't matter if it's real estate or not, and you put that into assets that are providing you cash flow. Now it kind of opens up even more so some financial freedom that your business in and of itself isn't quite providing. So it's like really this, I think, a three-step formula for people to have both of those. Well, and if I can be fair, man, like there's one thing here that I think is really, really, and I've seen this now because I've been doing this almost 20 years. One of the things that I see a lot of serial entrepreneurs struggle with is this internal balance of like what makes us successful as an entrepreneur is the ability to spot opportunities and to see things that you can improve or do better. But meanwhile, and you, by the way, this is almost universal. Like you could walk into a fast food joint and be like, hey, I would do it this way, or a car wash or a laundromat. And you have all these ideas. But what ends up happening is unless you have that really clear picture of what you want your life to look like, I think it's so easy to get pulled off course. And now all of a sudden you do have six businesses and none of them are oftentimes doing what you know they could do because like you as a business owner, unless you've set yourself up truly as an owner, we talk about this, I'll talk about it when I'm out in Omaha. Um, Unless you've set yourself up truly as an owner, you are kind of really trying to run all these things at once. And it's oftentimes very, very difficult to get traction in any of them.
Yeah, this is the battles that I'm personally having, and I feel like I'm not investing all my time into one thing, and I'm just putting enough into each one. But each one could be successful if I actually put my time into, or built the people and the teams and the systems around it. And this is why I really loved hearing you speak in New Orleans. This is why I was so excited to get you here in Omaha, because I need these answers personally inside here. You know what I mean?
And listen, you are far from alone because this is that it's a double-edged sword. And I think almost all entrepreneurs struggle with this. And I'm not even talking about having multiple businesses, but even within a single business, this does not go away. And so now you have multiple things on your plate that are all vying for your attention, and you're trying to do too much yourself. You're not focusing on the high leverage constraints of the business. And so it just becomes this kind of this whack-a-mole game, whether we're talking businesses or tasks in the business, that prevents you from really, really getting the traction that you could. It's not that you're not smart. It's not that you're not hardworking. It's not that you're, capable. It's just that we got too much going on, and it's because we don't have that really clearly defined, what is our lane? What are we after? What's the goal here?
Well, if you're listening to this, I know you guys are just like me. You got the kids just like Jason does, and and you're trying to do all these things. You're trying to be a dad or a mom, and you're trying to run this life that that is supposed to be amazing, but you get overwhelmed and you get burned out, and and then you're not creating that success that you feel like you're trying to strive for. I guess is the best way I'm trying
That's
to put
right.
it. And if you're feeling these struggles right now, we're all on the same page, and this is why we have Jason coming to Omaha on April 7th. Come check him out. He's going to be at the Aloft Lounge off of 180th and Dodge. Doors open at 6. Event starts at 7. The event is called Designing a Life and Business You Love. And I believe in what Jason's done. I've heard him preach. I've had him on the podcast, and I think you're going to love it. Don't miss this opportunity. So don't miss it. I mean, remember, it's free. Otherwise, it's $20 to get in the door, to get to see a book author and somebody's done what you're doing, somebody that has been a real estate investor and gone over the humps and now is absolutely kicking ass. So excited to have Jason on here. Thank you so much. Excited to have you in Omaha.
Thanks, Bianca. Looking forward to it. Can't wait.